Hi friends, welcome to my channel Papu Ki Chai Aur Charcha. Today we are talking about a South Indian cuisine that has been done by Chefs at Work. My company which does restaurant consultancy. So this is South Indian restaurant that we had curated about a year back. So here we are and we are going to interview the owner, Mr. Satish, about how his experience has been for last 1 year. Here we go.
ಜೊತೆಯಲಿ ಜೊತೆಯಲಿ ಇರುವೆನು ಹೀಗೆ ಎಂದು ಹೊಸ ಹರುಷವ ತರುವೆನು ಇನ್ನು ಎಂದು.
I'd like to introduce Mr. Satish, who is one of the main person out here looking after this property of Sai Sugudu, and he takes care of a lot of stuff out here, and that was his vision to open a South Indian restaurant. But this South Indian restaurant is not from Udupi, it's basically a North Karnataka cuisine. So it is the border of Maharashtra and Karnataka. So that is the food that you get here. So here you are, Mr. Satish, with a lot of thoughts you had to open up a restaurant like this. I know what's your profession as a CA, but how come you thought that something like this should be curated?
See, basically the idea of Sai Sogudu, as I told you, is not a business proposition. It's a charity proposition because we have an NGO in the name of Sai Baba, Sri Sai Samartha Foundation.
Okay.
Where we feed a lot of poor people on a weekly basis. Sai Baba directed us that, why don't you do something wherein, you can feed every day, around 500 people.
Okay.
Money was never an issue. But the issue was, who is going to cook, who is going to serve, what is the logistic, what is the infrastructure.
Right.
So the idea came up, why can't we have a quality restaurant in Bangalore? Even though we hear from Belgaum, North Karnataka, but settled in Bangalore from last so many years. In Bangalore, we never saw a pan Karnataka restaurant.
Yeah.
Either it is a South Indian Pakka Udupi restaurant
Udupi.
or a North Karnataka Kanavali sort of a thing.
Okay.
There's not a place wherein we get both at a fine dining level. That is when the thought came up. That is where I called you to help us setting up this entire business. And now it's been a 1.5 year wonderful journey.
Right.
With a great footfall, great brand being developed. People are it's like a recall value for them. Whenever they feel to have some good food, a pan Karnataka food, people say let's go to Sagudu. That's the brand we are able to build up from last 1.5 year, and it's just below the Rajajinagar metro station. And the location of the property, the way the interiors are advised by you, the kitchen setup, everything help us serve people on a quick. The key here is a quick turnout.
Right.
Because since we are below the metro station, people don't want to wait. They want to just have something, go home quickly, take a metro, go home. That's the idea behind it. So keeping that in mind, every dish what we prepare here is prepared afresh. It's like you come, take a coupon, go to the kitchen, KOT goes to the kitchen, and everything is prepared fresh in 7 minutes.
Okay.
Basically, it's a home type of homely type of a restaurant, where every dish is curated, every dish is prepared afresh and served to them. That's
I've seen, because there are a lot of dishes which, as a chef, as a consultant, also I've never tasted before. And you had given us that these are the dishes that we need to incorporate, and we did little studies on that. Just to understand why the name Sugudu, does it has any meaning?
Yes. See, the Sogudu is prefixed by Sai. Sai Sogudu. It's a brand is Sai Sogudu.
Yeah.
Now, Sai, it's come from a Sai Baba's blessing.
Sai Baba's blessing.
And Sogudu is a Kannada synonym of a word aroma.
Aroma. Okay.
Aroma of what? Now, when we say aroma of what? Aroma of our nativity, aroma of our culture, aroma of ourness, our values. So the idea here is to, when we had a brand Sogudu, idea was also to say that the food what you are going to cater is also belongs to our culture.
Right.
So keeping that in mind, if you see, there are 10 or 12 dishes which are serving here, which are very unique to Sogudu.
Right.
Mostly not available anywhere in Bangalore.
Right.
So these all are what? These are all a homemade recipe. We are grown eating this recipe. Our mother is to do, our grandmother is to do, now our wife is to do it. So keeping all those things in mind, the idea was to curate something which is available in a home, but not available in a restaurant, at the same hygiene, same quality, and affordable pricing, so that people can associate with that.
सतीश सर, एक बात बताइए. There are so many outlets of South Indian opening next to you. And हर nook and corner पे there is one something of the South Indian coming in. How do you face that competition, and where you find Suguru is different from them?
Now, as you know, Bangalore has opportunity for everybody. रोड में 10 रुपए में इडली भी मिलता है. सेम इडली आप 5 स्टार में जाओगे तो 500 में बिकेगा. There are different people, different segment, different taste buds, and different food. Now, when we say different, we also have to be different
Right.
to cater to that particular segment. You must understand कि आप किसको cater कर रहे हो. What is your customer base? जब आप customer base आपको पता चल जाएगा, तब आपको पता चला कि आपको कौन सा प्रोडक्ट होना चाहिए. Based on that, you have to curate your menu, and at least you should have a 10 product in your menu which are very authentic and very standard to your restaurant, and that should not be available anywhere else. अभी इडली डोसा तो हर जगह मिल जाएगा. हमारे यहाँ जैसा मैं दिखा रहा हूँ आप लोगों को, there are certain products like तुप्पद मुट्टिगे. There are certain products like there's a product called Shabudana Khichdi,
Right.
Chinukada Vade,
Huh.
then there's Vakkarni Rotte, and again we have a Mango Mastani. Like this, our Sogudu restaurant has got about 10 or 12 products which are unique to my restaurant and not available anywhere in Bangalore. Whenever people want to eat something, crave for something, they say let's go to Sogudu, because they know it is in only Sogudu, these are available, not anywhere else. And moreover, you can bring customer one time, you can bring customer 2 times. Regularly, every single day, getting 50% of a return customer is a challenge. How do you do that? Unless you are in a position to give a unique product, unique proposition, highest quality of the product, and affordable pricing, good service. See, QSR में क्या होता है? QSR का concept है कि आप आओ, पैसा दो, खाना लो, खाओ, चले जाओ. There is no interaction between the brand and the customer. But हमारे यहाँ, for a restaurant like a Sagudu, we have a CEO who was executive chef in one of the 5-star property. We have got 4 managers, 2 cashiers, you name it. We are investing so much on a customer relation. Why is that? Because we firmly believe Atithi Devo Bhava. Atithi Devo Bhava is, every guest is a god. Now, why we treat them as a god is basically, again, I go back to Sai Baba saying something called Anna Brahmasmi. Anna Brahmasmi is what? You reach God through Anna. God is what? Brahma. Anna is what? Food. So when you have to please somebody, you have to please God, you have to please guest. By pleasing guest, you can reach God. That's the idea. So that's what we call guest is God and Anna Brahmasmi. So each food what I am offering is equivalent to offering to the God. So all care is taken care. For example, the Tuppada Muttige what I am making is the finest amount of the millet, jawar, which you are bringing from the North Karnataka. Is a ghee, we only use an Anjani ghee. And there is spices are homemade spices. Like that, each product is curated to the authentic taste bud. Shabudana Khichdi is very...
Sorry, what's the story behind me? You get this, but it kya hai actually?
It reminds me of my childhood. Basically, you go to any North Karnataka home, it is available. What is this? Basically, as a child, we are playing in a playground और outside आंगन में हम खेल रहे हैं, माँ या दादी माँ रोटी बना रहे हैं, तो बोलाएगी बच्चा आ जाओ तुमको मैं चंडू देता हूँ. हमारे चंडू बोलते हैं इसको, ऊपर मुट्ठी के बोले थे, लाइक अ बॉल, रिजेंबल्स अ बॉल. तो ऐसा बॉल टाइप में एक बना के देती है. क्या है? गरम गरम रोटी पे घी चला जाएगा, घी के ऊपर कुछ मसाला डालेगी, बॉल बना के बच्चों को दे देगा. बच्चों को क्या लगेगा? ये तो कुछ कॉर्क बॉल जैसा दिखेगा, जो हम क्रिकेट खेलते हैं ना, ऐसा बॉल ही है. तो वो समझेगा कि कुछ बॉल है. तो बच्चों का एंटरटेनमेंट भी हो जाता है और माँ को क्या है, हेल्दी खाना देना है, तो हेल्दी खाना भी हो गया और बच्चा खुश भी हो जाता है. So that is how it is relatable to each household of North Karnataka, which is not available in Bangalore. So first time we introduced in Sagudu, and it's very popular dish in our place.
So this is not from wheat. This
is a pure jawar.
Jawar, yeah.
And again, you might have seen lot of Jolo roti khanawali in Bangalore. Basically, when they make a roti, they call it a Java roti. But in that they mix 50% of a rice flour. Why? Because to cut the cost. Basically, the rice cost is 40-50 rupee. Jawar is 80-90 rupee. So in order to cut down the cost, they mix 50%, 30%, 40%. But in our place, it's 100% pure Jawar.
Jawar.
100% pure Jawar. So we don't add any other item into that.
To me, this looks like something like
Dokla.
dokla.
Yeah, it's the
A
same.
thinner version of dokla.
Exactly.
So,
The ingredients are the same.
huh.
Basically it's made of a besan,
Okay.
but the process is different. इन ढोकला क्या होता है, उसका बैटर बनता है, बैटर बन के जो स्टीमर में जाता है,
Right.
दिस इज अलग प्रोसीजर अलग, जिसमें थोड़ा हल्का सा मसाला भी है, ओनियन भी है, स्पाइसेस भी है.
Right.
तो दिस गोज विद रोटी. It can be eaten 2 days. Once you make it today, it can be eaten for 2 days. Nothing will happen. When you are going in a tour outside, take a jawar roti and this is more than sufficient.
Right.
Moreover, it is made out of a besan. Now, besan is the highest amount of a protein
Right.
which vegetarian can get. So we are giving a protein also, healthy food also, and very authentic to the core.
Very nice. And what exactly is this one? It looks like some dried roti.
This is again USP of Sogudu.
Okay.
This is called Waggani rotte.
Ogani roti.
Waggani roti.
Oh,
Roti
okay.
means roti. Waggani means तड़का.
Okay.
तड़का डाला हुआ रोटी है,
हाँ.
जो घी में बनता है. उसमें स्पाइसेस जाता है और पीनट्स भी है, स्पाइसेस भी है, बहुत सारा स्पाइसेस जाता है. अभी क्या है, इट लुक्स वेरी फैंसी हियर, बट इट इज अ डेलिकेसी फ्रॉम नॉर्थ कर्नाटका. नॉर्थ कर्नाटक में क्या है, लोगों के पास खाना वेस्ट करना नहीं है. दिन में समझ लिए 10 रोटी बन गया, 2 रोटी बच जाता है, तो उसको हम प्रिजर्व करते हैं. तो वीकेंड तक अगर समझ ले 10-12 रोटी बन जाता है, तो 10-12 रोटी से ये बनता है. लेकिन सोगडू में क्या होता है, हर दिन 100 रोटी बनता है. वो 100 रोटी फ्रेश ही बनेगा. लेकिन नॉर्थ कर्नाटक में क्या है, जो भी बचा हुआ है उसको लेके ये लोग करते हैं.
तो बासी रोटी का जो कल्चर पुराने जमाने में था, to utilize that roti, don't waste it.
तो क्या है ना, खाना
हम लोग वेस्ट नहीं
करना चाहिए. इसलिए जैसे मैंने बताया कि भगवान के स्वरूप में देखते हैं, तो उसको प्रिजर्व करके हम
बिल्कुल, that is
we have curated a recipe.
Right.
It's very tasty and
no, it is very nice, really very good. Something in Sindhi cuisine also we have something like this. It's called sale mani. Mani means roti, sale means mix.
Same.
So, but only thing is we have more liquidy in the sense like we have onion, tomato, masala.
Even there are certain dishes which are made of chapati.
Right.
They boil a chapati, make a masala, cut it into pieces, add the pieces, then they do it. So you can eat it with a sambara. You put a sambara, make it a liquid, or you add some curry, make it liquid. So lot of variations possible. But the simplest form
of this is I love this because I have grown up with not like this but similar to it. And this is our I think typical Maharashtrian. Because of your border state means your city being a little bit about border.
This is a must for every fasting. Whenever people fast, they eat sabudana khichdi. And again, this was introduced in Sogudu on March of 8th, शिवरात्रि दिन को उसको हमने इंट्रोड्यूस किया. वहां से अब तक दिस इज वन ऑफ द पॉपुलर डिश व्हाट वी आर सर्विंग हियर. एंड अगेन पीपल कम हियर ओनली टू ईट अ साबूदाना खिचड़ी because they want sabudana khichdi, and that sabudana khichdi is not available anywhere else. They know that it is available in Sogudu, so people come searching for this and they demand. Even in the night 11 o'clock they come and say, "Bhai, ek plate de do." So it's a very popular product.
No, it's very tasty.
And it tastes very different if you use a curd. If you eat it alone, if you eat it with the chutney. It has a 3 variation in that. So probably you can try with that. And lots, you might have noticed, lots of groundnut powder has gone into that.
It has.
So that enhances the taste.
Exactly. No, it's perfectly nice. And I think there's some.
This is the I would call it a showstopper or something like that. This is one of the unique products we have here.
Mango mastani.
This is called a mango mastani. Now, mango mastani, it's basically originated from Maharashtra, Pune. So from there we have brought this recipe to Bangalore. We are using an authentic Alfonso mango pulp during non-season. During season, we only use Alfonso mangoes, which we buy from the Ratnagiri.
Right.
Ratnagiri is in a Konkan belt of Maharashtra and the Goa belt. So we are importing mango pulp from there, and lots of dry fruits goes to that. And this is one of the showstopper. Every single day, people come to try this. This is available 12 months a year. You have to mix it properly. Mix it properly. You have to kill it rather. Again, there is a small story behind this.
Oh, okay. We'll definitely like to hear the story.
Yeah, if I have to explain you a small
Please,
story.
please, please. Yeah.
You know, this is called a mango mastani, right?
Okay.
You know
Not
what is-
Bajirao Mastani.
Yeah, exactly. Now you know Bajirao Mastani. Right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Now, who is Bajirao?
Bajirao
was a
was
Maratha
the
clan,
ruler,
Maratha
yeah.
king, Maratha
yeah.
king. Now, Bajirao, being a king, his only goal was to fight against the Mughal.
Mughals, right.
Why? Because Mughals were invaded to India. When they invade, they used to capture our land. They also used to capture our women.
Right.
So idea was to free our mother country and free our women. In that process, he used to go on a guerrilla war, fight on the Muslims, Mughals. 99% of the time he used to win a war. After winning a war, he used to release girls. He also used to bring back a lot of women from that kingdom. Now these Muslim women were so beautiful.
Yeah.
In Marathi, they started calling them mast hai, mast hai. Mast means beautiful. So Marathi people started calling them a mast hai, mast hai. Now idea is whenever king win a war, he deserves a queen.
Right.
But I can't offer a queen to you. I can offer only this. So that is how the idea of mango mastani.
So mango is Alfonso and Mastani of the mango
Yeah.
is that. So
Whatever
perfect.
is must
Must
called
is there.
mastani.
No, it's very nice, very delicious. You can get the flavor of mangoes in it, and with nuts, it's giving that crunch also. Very nice and not too sweet. Perfectly
We
for
don't add sugar to that. It's a pure mango pulp and the nuts and the ice cream.
perfect.
No added sugar to that. And
So
I've literally seen people, scratching the glass. I used to wonder why they are scratching the glass. But when I eat, I also do the same thing. I'll scratch to the last bit so that I don't want to miss anything, any taste of it.
it's beautiful, lovely food to taste. Means we will be eating in a while as well, but perfect. Everything had a balance of flavors, balance of spices, look wise, presentation wise. I feel the quality that you talk about your brand, it's there. We can see the reflection of it. So, with this kind of cuisine and this kind of food, what is your idea of taking Sai Sugudu means globally or nationally? What are your thoughts? How you want to see
As
your
I,
company in next 5 years?
as I told you, I'm a global traveler. I might have traveled 60, 70 countries so far. Whenever I travel to a Western country or a Eastern country, you feel, you see pizza, you get burger, you get lot of product. Even the Chinese products are available everywhere. I used to wonder in my mind, when I'm in New York, I want to eat a jollof roti, why it is not available? For that matter, why Saputani Khichdi is not available in
New York.
New York or London or Dubai? Why it is not available? So the question was, you need to go to airport or airport lounge or anywhere. Everything is available. आपको दाल मिलेगा, रोटी मिलेगा, पनीर मिलेगा, सब मिलेगा. लेकिन why not jawar roti? Why not this? And there are the people who crave for this. Literally, if you see Karnataka, Maharashtra, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Western and a certain southern state, they die for this kind of a
This kind of
product. But it's not available. It's not available because there was nobody thought of making it as a product and selling it to them. So in a Sai Sugudu, the idea is first spread in Bangalore, then spread across Delhi region, then take it outside India. End of the day, we will find at least 100 outlets of Sagudu in India.
Okay.
Even we are thinking seriously, I need your help in Ayodhya. We are seriously thinking to open in Ayodhya. Already I have spoken to one of my friend who is a CA in Ayodhya to get me a place. Probably we'll start with Ayodhya and take around the things.
Why not?
Then probably spread to Delhi. Defense colony is my first target. Then Gurgaon, where a lot of IT people are there. Where Gurgaon. So we are seriously thinking of expanding this brand outside. We are also opening up a franchise in a bit while. But to begin with, we'll be expanding in Bangalore. The model here is basically, see, people, if they are coming with a family, they want a service. If they are in a hurry, they want a QSR. If they want to celebrate something, they want sweet. So we are going to create a brand and a place which offers everything. For example, what you are sitting today here is called a Sai Sogudu Heritage. We are also coming at a sweet shop. It's a 1 in a 3 business model wherein every business adds value proposition to a business revenue, and it also gives to a customer what is, because if they come to me for a fine dine, they also want to buy a sweet. they can do business from my side instead of going to some outside place and buy. And
Right.
we also have a corporate gifting. We did a very good business in the Diwali.
Mhm.
So like that, we are developing each segment of a business into a business revenue model, and then building a brand on that, and then building a sustainable business model. Eventually, will be global. So idea is to bring in people, connect with the brand, connect with the food, and it becomes a cult.
Yeah,
Today, on an average, about 3,000 people eat in our restaurant.
Daily.
Out of 3,000 people, what are eating, at least 50% are a repeat customer.
Exactly.
If they want to eat something like sabudana khichdi or tuppada mutige or ogganni rotte, they say sogudu.
Sogudu.
There's no other word, other brand which can serve you.
Right.
There are many people who are serving very unhealthy carb dish like dosa or idli. It's a high in a carb. But
Right.
when we say don't eat carb, shift to millet. People don't easily shift to the millet
Shift.
because the taste is different. So instead of saying it a millet, we
Right.
say it's a homely, healthy food.
Right.
And even though it's a millet, people love it. Keeping that idea, we have introduced a lot of products which are home-based, millet-based product, so that one, we don't compromise on the health of the people. Two, taste is given. Third, the affordable pricing is given. And again, it relates back to their root. If I have might be interacting at least 10 people, 10 customers a day.
A day.
They say, "Oh my God, this dish was prepared by my grandmother.
Mother,
Oh my
right.
God, my mother used to do it." Hardly I come across the people who say, my wife is cooking now. Very difficult nowadays, but still, we are trying to create that.
Create that.
environment.
So has any wife come to you to say, yeah, I like to learn this?
In fact, my wife is a good cook.
I know. I have met her.
She is the main brain,
Behind
main
it.
person behind it. Actually, I'm only the showcase person.
Face,
But otherwise, she is the one who day-to-day operations, everything is taken care by her.
Right.
I once in a while, once in a 15 days, I just visit here. But otherwise, my wife who takes care of
Takes
this.
care of it.
thing
That's
entire.
really nice. So, because you're not from the industry background, you come from a different industry. So, first is the passion towards, because I can see that while interacting with you during our project phase also, I saw that passion in you about the food and the quality that you wanted to serve. Now it's been approximately more than a year and a half that you have been managing. So how has been this 1.5 years? Because when I want to tell people that, when it looks nice, but what are the challenges that you have been facing for last, I understand the human resources biggest, but still overall, please, I like to have your insights.
See, as you said, for a restaurant business, it has to be purely driven by a passion and your ability to turn out something which is very new. Don't do any business which is a copycat business. There are many people, they say, he's doing like this, let us do like that. Don't do that because it will survive 1 week, 2 week, maximum 1 month. Unless you have a USP in your business, that USP should be attached to your passion, and that passion should get turned into a business model. It is yet another business model. What you are trying to create here is a self-sustained business model. It should run like a machine. It should run on a SOPs. It should run on a least human interference. Now, our kitchen starts at 5 o'clock, closes at 11 o'clock. There are a shift involved in the business, and manpower is dedicated, and it works seamlessly. The challenges, of course, there are a lot of challenges in this business.
Yeah, right.
The biggest of the challenge is managing the human resources. Human resources, lot of attrition ratio in this industry.
Yeah, right.
Even though your thinking is very high level, but the staff or labor class, they're thinking at डे टू डे बेसिस. आज क्या मिल रहा है, कोई उनको 500 की ज्यादा सैलरी देगा तो वो शिफ्ट हो जाएगा. So retaining a talented staff is the biggest challenge in this industry. Now how do we do that? Doing that, constant involvement, constant talking to them, constant pep up, constant motivation is definitely required. We have a CEO, we have a managers, who always take care of that, but still there are the challenges in front of that.
Right.
So better way is to create a SOPs and run the business. But unless you have a human touch in the food will not taste that properly.
Exactly.
So that's one. Second challenge is the price rise. What happens in the input cost of a raw material?
Yeah.
Input cost of a raw material. For example, we started this restaurant a year ago. Onion used to cost 25 rupee. Today onion is 60-70 rupee. milk we used to buy at a 40 rupee, today the milk is 50 rupee.
50 rupees.
Like that, if you compare each item, there is a rise of 40-50% in the cost, input cost.
Right.
Whereas you will not be able to command the price on your output, the sale price.
Sale price.
Basically, the customers 20 rupee का copy मिल रहा है, so you can't sell at 22. You have to sell at 20 only.
20
Even
only.
if you try doing 25, there's a
Right.
lot of resistance from the customer.
Right.
So that's the challenge. So how do we manage the cost of a procurement versus the sales price? That is where the day-to-day cost monitoring is required. That is where we need to understand the analysis of the what product you are selling every day. Then make a ABC analysis of a top selling product and least selling product. Make an inventory. Procurement of the raw material from the competitive supplier is another aspect of it. So you have to understand the business. First of all, the business, lot of business processes. You have to understand the business processes.
Yeah, right.
Then define it, cut into pieces. Then identify each piece of the cycle, and then try to join them so that the efficiency increases. And the once the efficiency increases, the costing comes down, becomes a viable business proposal.
So, looking at the challenges now, for example, what is the what you think? What is, if you are selling a dosa? I'm just giving an example for 100 rupees. So, what are the percentage point of view, the cost that to prepare that
See,
dosa?
there are two costs. Everybody must understand there are two or three costs involved in it. One is something called a variable cost. Variable cost is nothing but a raw material cost which goes to that. Like for example, if I am preparing a dosa, there's a rice required, there's some other items go into that, and there's a grinding cost is involved, then there's a labor cost is involved, then there is a cost of the electricity, infrastructure, light, lot of storing, holding, working capital cost. So when I'm talking about these costs, these are one is a variable cost. For example, if I'm selling one dosa or versus I'm selling 100 dosa, one dosa का जो raw material का cost है और 100 material का जो raw material cost है, that varies.
Varies,
That is
right.
called a variable cost.
Right.
Then I talk about the fixed cost. Fixed cost is like a labor. Whether he prepare one dosa or he prepare 1,000 dosa, he is on a fixed monthly salary. So that is a fixed, irrespective of what is the output of the dosa. His salary is fixed. My rental is fixed. Like that, there are certain cost components which are really fixed. Irrespective of volume of business, you can't do anything on that. So idea here is to increase the business so that variable cost changes. Moreover, after changing the variable cost, that will contribute to your business for the purpose of recovering the fixed cost. So you have to recover the variable cost, then recover the fixed cost. Then there is something called the contribution for the margin. That's a profit.
Profit.
So you have to cross these two hurdles. One hurdle of a raw material cost, that is variable cost. Another hurdle of a fixed cost. After this, whatever you earn is for the management. It's for the profit. So even in the profit, we need to retain the profit for the purpose of staff training, renewals, maintenance. There are a lot of unexpected expenses which comes up. So we have to keep out certain portion of the profit as a contingency for this kind of expenses. Then what remains is a profit.
So basically, if you're looking at it, then it's a dosa if you're preparing. So approximately 35 to 40% is your food
The food
cost.
cost is normally on an average is around 35 to 40% in the South Indian typical restaurant what you rent.
So 35% if it goes, then you have your other, as you said, the operational cost. That can be around.
It keeps changing. It keeps changing. The sometime during a peak hour, if the load is more, the electricity and the AC systems will work more. So the cost of the electricity will change. On an average,
our average percentage, if we say 40% goes there. So approximately 75% is gone there. Then the rent means then you have your staff salaries.
Yes.
So because the reason I'm calculating and asking is because as a consultant now I'm talking, a lot of people come to me and then I have to explain to them, the food cost and, overall. So what is the margins, what earlier used to be the margins in hospitality comparatively has definitely reduced down a bit. And but it's fine, but still if you have a good rush and people love you.
As I told you, margins are thin. It is a volume business.
Right.
More than volume, as I started saying, it's not another business for us. It's basically driven from our charitable entity. We are able to feed a lot of people. We are able to maintain some families. That's the perspective we are looking at. As you see, behind of my Saiba photo is there.
Right.
So we firmly believe in this ideology. As long as we are able to support the families in terms of the food and the basic amenities. And by the way, none of my staff sleeps in our restaurant. Every staff is provided accommodation. Every
Accommodation.
staff is provided the food, clothing, medication. Everything is provided to them, so
Right.
that they are treated equally as a owner what I eat, as a customer what they eat, and my staff what they eat. It's all same. We don't discriminate between the staff and the customer.
Which is
So
very
that's the ideology. You have to invest in certain ideology, so that your human resources is a most key investment what you are making. If they are with you, you can grow a business, and it has to be a sustainable business model. They grow, you grow, and the brand develops.
Grows,
So end of the day, it's a value that you are going to create to the brand value,
Yeah.
and that investment has to be taken care. Yes, of course, the profit margins are less. Profit margins are less, but we have to sustain with the growth and
Growth.
bringing more creativity, efficiency, and creating a value addition.
Correct. So, means I'm visiting your place after about 6 months ago. I was here. I've seen now a lot of sweets have come in.
Right.
So, what is the story behind sweets now?
Exactly. See, as I told you, the brand Sogudu, the Sogudu is like it's like a native. Now, when we are thinking the place from where I come, like Belgaum, there are a lot of geographical identity sweets.
Right.
For example, if you say Belgaum, people say Kunda. If
Okay.
you say Dharwad, people say Peda. If you say Gokak, people say it's a Kardantu. Like that, there is a place called Savnur nearby Hubli.
Okay.
There's a mixture that's called Savnur mixture, like it's a condiment sweet, sweety and spicy mixture basically.
Okay.
But it is identified to that place. There is a place called Lakshmeshwar. We have one product from Lakshmeshwar called Lakshmeshwar. Some sweet item is there. So we have the item coming from a particular place, which is identical to that place. Now we have a lot of people in Karnataka, in Bangalore, who want that kind of a product. People give us an idea that you have already started with a good product, quality product, hygienic product. Why can't you try to manufacture those kind of sweets and then introduce to us? It is basically from the customer demand which emanated. So we started with something called Kardantu. Then we started with the Ladki Laddu. We have Lakshmeshwar Ladki Pak. We have Dharwad Peda, Kunda. Now we have also started with the entire range of a Kaju Katli. You name in Kaju, we have all the items.
All the items.
For that, there is a separate entity, separate company, even though in the same name of a Sogudu. The factory is located in Belgaum.
Okay.
So there we do a manufacturing of all sweet using jaggery, finest quality of a dry fruit, and the processed with the ghee, Nanjini. Except Nanjini ghee, we don't buy any other ghee.
Right.
So using those items, we are producing this kind of a sweet.
You have kept your milestones for starting from Bangalore, then moving to North, and then from there to go international, which is very, very good. You just said ki yeah, with our help. So I'll say now it's a matlabi question. How has been your experience with chefs at work as a consultant?
See, there are many. See, when you hire somebody, you have to see to him what quality, what advantages, what value proposition he bring into that. That is a transactional value.
Right.
More than the transaction value, you have to see how the human being. First of all, I should thank Rajnish ji. He's such a humble human being. The greatest quality about him is he's available whenever you want him. That's the greatest quality. And second thing, he'll try to help you. He'll try to bring a solution so that problems are solved. There are a consultant who keep telling a solution. There are a consultant who keep telling the problems. But there is a Rajnish ji who understands the problem and also brings in a affordable solution so that the brand doesn't suffer. There are many youngsters I see. There are people working in some IT software company. They come to us. They want simply a brand. I keep telling them, no, don't just invest for the sake of investment. Unless you have a passion, unless you have some vision about the business, don't do. There are people who just have some 1 crore rupee in their bank balance. Or chalo restaurant open kar dete.
Ji.
No, that is not the proper way of doing. First thing what you should do is hire a right consultant for your business. I will definitely say Gandhiji, Rajnish ji is the best person to hire. Hire him. Take it as advice. He'll guide you कि आपको क्या सूट होगा. क्या है ना, जब भी आपको बीमार होएगा, जब भी आपको whenever your health is not good, one medicine will not help you. You have to understand कि आपको कौन सा दवाई लगेगा, उसके लिए आपको डॉक्टर के पास जाना पड़ेगा. Similarly here, you need to go to the Gandhi ji consultant, tell him, Baba, this is what is my vision. Then out of his experience, he will try to tell you how to materialize your vision into a action plan. Because having a vision, having a dream is a one point. Making it an actionable plan and making it implementable actionable plan is different. So that is where he will handhold you and guide you, and he will be there with you starting from the idea to a product nutrition, so that he will help you to build a business, sustainable business model.
Thank you. Thank you, Satish ji, for your valuable time and so much of insight we got this time. Understanding a business of this and numbers that we do, and also your expansion plans, your growth. And I see that coming up with some nice, lovely desserts, nice, lovely mithai. So I see myself that in your organization, definitely it is growing the way it is supposed to grow. Under your kind leadership, I feel that you have the vision, and we'll be definitely meeting on your 100th store as well.
All
Wishing
the credit goes to you, because when there is nothing, you created something. Now for all us, it is it's a challenge to keep up this brand up forward, and in every step of our life, we will require your support. And
we are there for you, sir.
we have it's like we are building together in this journey.
Sure.
Yes. Thank
And
you.
I
Thank
wish you all the very best for
Thank you.
your journey, and thank you so much.